Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review and a little demo of the new Huda Beauty Sticky Tack Lash Glue, and which is her latest eyelash glue release. This is the second one that she's released. The reason why I bought this one is because it has got no latex in it, and for those of you that watched my how to treat blepharitis video, I found out that my flare-ups from blepharitis were coming from the latex in lash glue. Lo and behold, I've been trying to get as many lash glues as possible which are latex free to find out which would work best for me. Now I have got a couple. I've got one from Head Covers. I've got another one from Duo, which is formaldehyde and latex free. There's also a Revlon one I want to try, which is why I was interested to see how the new Huda Beauty one would work. This retails at £14, which is kind of pricey for a lash glue, but if you put it in line with other Huda Beauty products, it's kind of like the price that you would expect to pay. Anyway, so let me just read to you from her website what this product is about, etc. So what she's written is, you know our thing, when we create a product we want to solve a problem. That's exactly how our new lash Sticky Tack Lash Glue was created. It's the first ever restickable lash glue. Put on your lashes on the wrong angle, peel them off and stick them back again. You're out partying and accidentally tug off a lash, just stick it back down. Now she's written the inspiration behind this was, after getting on a night flight with a full face of makeup, I just had to remove it, but I hate getting off the plane with nothing on. So I always apply a little foundation, do my brows, and so I desperately also wanted to put my eyelashes back on, but I didn't have any lash glue and kept thinking I wish I could just restick them back on. That's when I realised we needed to create a restickable lash glue. So the formula, this revolutionary clear drying formula works just like Sticky Tack does. Once you apply a little glue to your lashes, let it sit for 60 seconds, then it's ready to go on. The formula dries clear, so when you peel it off it won't leave a mark. This also makes it amazing for beginners because you literally can't go wrong. You don't need to worry about the glue messing up your makeup or catching on your lid. If you put it on wrong, it's fine. Just peel it off and put it back on again. I've honestly removed the same pair of lashes over again and again and they just stick right back on. It's also completely latex free, in brackets, great if you have latex allergies, and ophthalmologically tested, so it's great for sensitive skin like mine. And although you can restick these for up to 4 hours, it doesn't mean that they come off easily. They last for up to 12 hours. And they're just as secure on your eyes as when you use our regular Huda Beauty lash glue, which I've never used because it's got latex in it. So, in terms of their claims, yes, it does dry down clear. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of clear lash glues because the thing is, when they dry, if you've obviously applied a little bit more than you needed, which can easily happen with something like this because it's not a brush on strip lash glue, it's one of these ones which comes in a squeezy tube, so you have to squeeze it out and you have to be really careful, and accidentally you can squeeze out more than necessary. Now that's fine because what you can do is you can just stick it on, and sometimes a little bit of the lash glue will kind of seep out around the edges, but once it's dried down you can't really tell. However, when it is a clear drying lash glue, if you've got matte liquid liner on like I have, I'm wearing the ABH one right now, and I tend to prefer matte black eyeliners, this then makes it look shiny. So you've got a half shiny, half matte looking lid, and I'm not a really big fan of that. However, that's not to say that this is not an amazing product. I think this is really, really good. It does, like I say, come in just a standard tube like this. It's clear tone and it's got 6.5ml 0.22 fluid ounces. Now the one thing I do have to say about this is when I got it and I squeezed it, I kept squeezing it and nothing came out. I've only used this about 4 or 5 times. Why does it look like it's already half empty? Like, look, if I squeeze it, ain't nothing coming out. So they really do not fill up this tube, which is a little bit strange and maybe a little bit disingenuous. And another thing I have to say is, oh my god, the smell is so strong. You know what it smells like? It smells like glue. Like, you know, glue in schools, that PVA glue, whatever it's called. It smells, I can smell it from here. And the thing is, once I apply it to my eyes, I can still smell it. I can smell it for at least up to an hour until it's completely dry. Only then does the smell go away. Why is it so strong? Like, I know that the Duo glue smelled like farts. Let's be honest, it really stank. But you could only smell it for a couple of seconds and then it would be gone. I can smell it from here. I'm holding it here and I can smell it. It is that strong. So I don't know why it's like that. This is also made in China, so presumably it's been tested on animals. I'm happy that at least she's come out with a cardboard box for this because then you can bin it and it's easy to recycle. It's only got a few ingredients which I find interesting. It's got acrylates, copolymer and water. That's it. 2 ingredients. Wow. Okay. So obviously definitely a first of its kind, because I don't think I've come across other ones like that. Now in terms of whether it's sticky and reusable, I've tried the House of Lashes glue. It does pretty much the same thing, because the thing with this is it remains constantly tacky and sticky. When you think of something like the Duo glue, which a lot of people use, it's got latex in it, and that's what causes the stringiness, the pulling off your lashes and that sort of thing. Now with the other lash glues that I've used, which are latex free, they also dry incredibly quickly. I literally only have to put on a tiny bit and it sticks and it's done straight away. Now this one does not dry immediately. Like they've said, you have to wait 60 seconds. The 60 seconds is dependent on how much glue you've applied. Yesterday when I applied it, I was squeezing it for so long, trying to be so gentle with it, that a big blob came out, and rather than waste it, I kind of just smeared it across the top. After it had been 60 seconds, I put it on and it wouldn't stick down. It wouldn't stick down. It stuck down after about 3 to 4 minutes properly. And that is something you have to bear in mind when you are applying something which comes out like a big blob in a tube. Now, when you've got a brush, you can apply a very thin layer and that's all that's really needed. It's difficult to control when it comes to things like this. Now, that's not a criticism of Huda. That's just a criticism. Did you just see that? So some of it just squeezed and fell out on its own. And I hadn't, oh God. Oh no, now it smells like glue here. Now with a lot of lash glues, people always say, don't pull them off. You'll end up pulling off your own natural eyelashes, which is true with things which have got latex in it, just because of the amount of sticky stretchiness that is in the product itself. With my other lash glues, I've never lost a single eyelash. This one is a lot more stickier, so I have actually pulled out 1 or 2 lashes, so you do need to be careful. And the thing is, it does eventually dry down. Nobody's going to pull them off, put them on, pull them off, put them on. It's normally just about readjusting the edges slightly. And I'll be honest with you, even before I developed a latex allergy, I was doing that anyway. Like, it would never be completely dry when I put it, and I just readjust it and pull it around. But I suppose, I don't know how many people are going to pull off their eyelashes in the way that she's written, like after an airplane flight, and then reattach them to their eyes, unless it's going to be within the 4-hour time range in which she has suggested. Anyway, so let's do a little demo now to show you guys. So I've got the Huda Beauty Samantha lashes. I've got them in my little lash case here. This is from Primark. Yeah, I know one of you was telling me to stop using the one with the cracked mirror. I did stop. It was just in that video. Anyway, so I've got them down here. Let me just zoom in slightly, get a little bit uncomfortable, get a bit HD. All right, that's as far as my zoom will allow. And I've got 2 sets of tweezers here. It's up to you how you, some people can do it with their hands. I've got a funny hand, so I can't. These tweezers are actually eyelash ones. They're eyelash applicators. This was £1 from Primark. And these are just normal Tweezerman tweezers. What I generally tend to do, this is just me, I tend to grab the entire lash and place it exactly where I want it. Then I take this little one and kind of pull it around and that sort of thing. But again, it's up to you what you decide to do. So here is the eyelash. I will zoom in on it when I'm editing. Now you've got to be really, really careful, because obviously you saw I already squirted some out. Okay, so it is quite runny. It's not like the Duo glue, which is quite thick and gloopy. So that's one thing you need to bear in mind. And then I just tend to just smush it around with my actual, with the top of this. All right, let's wait 60 seconds now. I'm gonna do the same with the other eyelash. God, it proper pongs. Ugh, for those of you that have got it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This smell is too much. All right, I'd say it's been about 60 seconds. Sticks quite easily. Now I'm just going to take my little tweezers, see if I need to move it around, which I don't. I managed to actually get it right where I wanted it. But what I do is I generally tend to push it down. So here you can see it's stuck on, so we'll leave that for a second before we pull it off again. Let's do the other eyelash now, which has been sat for about a similar amount of time. All right, I've clearly pulled it too much this way, so I'm going to pull it inwards. because it's not completely dry yet. Look, it's lifting up. 60 seconds, see what I mean? My arse. 60 seconds. It's been 2 minutes at least. I put glue on the other one first, not dry at all. Surely we're going on to 3 minutes by now. And I'm not sure if you can see, because it's not dry yet, can you see that the glue has obviously seeped upwards because there was more eyelash glue on this one than that one. And now it's going to start to dry shiny. So it'll be a lot more obvious that I've got lash glue on. I would rather it was black because then it would kind of blend in more with my black eyeliner. And I can also feel that it's wet. It doesn't feel dry. It's been more than 60 seconds now. Let's say it's been about 3 minutes. Anyway, so let's leave that one on to dry. Let's pull this one off now. I'm just going to use my, actually, you know what, let me just use my fingers. It wasn't even completely dry, you guys. What kind of nonsense is this? All right, now let's stick it back on. He says it doesn't mess up your eyeliner. Well, it's pulled off some of it. Oh, I've just got lash glue in my actual eyelashes now. Stick it back on. Yep. You know what? I actually think it works better once it's almost completely dry. No 60 seconds waiting or anything like that. And voila, it's back on. So apparently you can do this up to 4 times, right? Let's do it again. It comes off really easily because it's not completely dry. That's the thing. I mean, you can imagine what it's like pulling off your actual false eyelashes. It's like, oh my God, it hurts, you know, that sort of thing. I'm not getting that feeling. It's coming off very smoothly in the way that I can feel that the lash glue is still kind of wet. No wonder you can reattach it and reattach it. And again. Oh, no, it hasn't stuck in the right place. Let's move it. The edge. Oh, it is stuck. Good. So it's more about sticking down the edges. Like, I would definitely say this is good for beginners. Definitely. But if you're somebody who's not necessarily a beginner, the most it will be helpful to you is in terms of just getting the edges stuck down better. Because we all know that with fake eyelashes, it's always the edges that kind of pop up on either side when you're trying to stick them down. Shall I pull off this one now? Ooh. Okay. Do you see, look? Does that look dry to you? How long has that one been on my eyes? It ain't dry. And I can still see it's white-ish. Can you see that? It's been on my eyes for a while. Why is that still white? This is why you can reattach it. But she said 4 hours, yeah? Within 4 hours you can put it on, put it off, and that sort of thing. I don't think so. Alright, I've had to pull it off for a 3rd time because that one just was not realigned properly, and it's still white on here, meaning it's still not completely dry. Ew, look. It's lifting off my eyelashes. Alright, let me zoom back out a little bit. Okay, there we go. So, all in all, would I recommend this? Yes, I would. I would give it a 9 out of 10. Not a 10. I can smell the glue. It's so strong and it's so off-putting. It is a really, really good lash glue. I would definitely recommend this. One thing I do have to say, though, is taking it off. I don't think I've seen any instructions about taking it off. You can pull it off, but the glue sticks to your eyelashes or it sticks to your lid. And let me just tell you something, you guys. I was wearing this yesterday. I don't know how many times I scrubbed up my eyes yesterday. They started to get sore. I could not get it off. I used micellar water. I used like a scrubby kind of thing. And my eyelids started to get sore. I could not take it off. It's very, very difficult because it is sticky. So it doesn't ever actually dry. So you can't pick it off. It literally is like that tacky, sticky annoyingness. So that is just something to bear in mind when you have got a lot of it on. It can get stuck within your eyelashes and that makes it even more difficult because they're hairs. But overall, I would actually say that this is a pretty good investment. I would prefer if they came out with a dark tone one and also one with a brush, just because you're more in control of the amount of product that comes out. But it is still a very good product. I have worn this in gale force winds with my eyelashes going like this and it still hasn't come off. So, and they have stayed strong, they've stayed nicely on. And I do like the fact that you can readjust them to put them in the same place that they need to be. Look, I'm fiddling with them now They're not moving, they're not coming off. However, if I touch the top, it feels sticky. So it's almost like it's constantly sticky, which I suppose isn't such a bad thing because you're not really going to be touching your eyes. But that's just something that you guys need to know in terms of the way that it performs. So that's it for my review of the brand new Huda Beauty Sticky Tack Lash Glue. Let me know what your thoughts are, if you're interested in buying it or not. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye!